But America cannot fight even China on the street. Yes.
All right. Yamra, yemi this topic of Russia, Ukraine.
Yes, Kofi. I made an intro before we started even the conversation.
Yeah.
The history of Russia and where we are now. From Gorbachev in the late 80s, Obey the secretary of the Russian Federation, the Russian Soviet Union, the UdSSR, or also Ojeja countries in the break republics in the break here, or Ukraine koye, or Georgia koye, or Azerbaijan koye, or Tajikistan koye, Uzbekistan koye, Turkmenistan ekoye, or all the countries, or breaky koye, Ebeka Russia, which is the Belarusia, and Obinya Latvia, and the other few small countries. At that time, the world is aware. Say again that during that time, no, there was what is called European Union Commission Agreement, which was signed between the NATO member country, which of course don't forget that Russia was part. But Russia was part not to do arms to fight, but they can only be a NATO member. They have been on humanitarian into whom they check on Afghanistan, Oman Tutu. No, so that agreement had not been set aside for your information.
Okay.
But then surprisingly, they tried, say, Omobe enroll Ukraine at the NATO, which had also been strongly criticized, and it has strongly also been said Russia for say no. That is not how we agreed when we allowed the republic to break away. Inti draw the front line. Say Russia, any Ukraine belt in there, because Bibia Ukraine ye be a Russia ye be. And until say Ukraine ne bekono, na Russia ni arms ni bibia no, na ewo Ukraine, and precisely Chernobyl. So they were afraid. Out of that, and the US agree. Ukraine for no etimi. So there was a clear understanding say they can't be NATO members. Until the fight started when Crimea, that is the edge, the northeast part of Russia, of Ukraine, border into Russia. Omka said they want to be called Russians, and then Ukrainians are saying that no, Crimea border is inside Ukraine. Start here. Then the Russia comes back to say no. Time amomo imagine someone part of Russia mokoi. And the people of Crimea say omo Russians, allow them to come. A honna issue no buy. So Ukraine declared the Crimea fighters, the loyal troops or the fighters of Crimea, as fugitives, and the honna didn't talk and buy. So Russia moving. At that time it was a military operation. And only Ukraine back over to border. Then talk about and no my Crimeans no by Russia, and no more passports of Russia. Now, then there was an issue of Luhansk, the Donbas region. What I say? Luhansk, Donetsk, and I back down where Black Sea Horn, Mariupol. Omina so say, so per se, Russia side. So Ukraine was fighting. They said that territory will not release to Russia. It's already ours. Kofin tokweni ina ba eni. So back at that time, no, I mentioned and I said, there was a diplomatic avenue that they could have sat Putin down and Zelensky for them to discuss, because Zelensky was not the first and the second or the third prime minister or president of Ukraine after they exited from the Russian Federation. There had been others. But they were comfortable and they were nice with Russia. Okay. And why this gentleman and then there was a resurface of another application to be part of European Union. In this case, Russia said no, ne gas, ne oil, whichever way in Ukraine, only the supply Europe. Germans on the supply France or supply European countries. It is a Ukraine. Echo join European Union, it means any business abono. So that was the economic factor of it. and the political factor is say territories no obi honest one so person ba manimra because who can say okoye so ma wokoy enti this issue ebeye issue at on the year na ye military operation.
Yeah.
What happened? Say military operation it could be quenched because it hasn't escalated. And the European Union and for that matter NATO almost started say omu bomuja. You best support Ukraine. You didn't talk about
because Sweden and saying na omo the Ukraine flags abobo krom ho akese
but in Europe say
meanwhile Sweden so also share border with
only Finland. Say there is no country that is called NATO. There are members that is called NATO. And the NATO say only Russia kokontokwa. Russia will be at her liberty to attack any NATO member country. That is where the problem is. Now, air closure. Russia and NATO war pact agreement say at no given time are the frontiers of Russia NATO ebeba Russia airspace even to do military drills at no given time bibi besi wo wiase NATO beka so be close to Russia airspace agreement is part of the Russia NATO commission no edaho and because obi our appetite to fight is Putin or appetite because say or known before say Boris Johnson beba no hwe hierarchy KGB director mayor of your friend is in Kremlin mayor of Moscow will go through na ye ne ya say Boris Johnson ene Mikhail Gorbachev uja omujama sa countries no koye into no buy na no say Chechnya you lie o de me ma unko say we integrating Chechnya very nice in their belly now entokwa na ekoso na America na NATO that within a week na KOFI e dey no mo flash here economic sanctions Russia in free your friend is saying so Swift MT103 Swift transfer no free so Yaman then the Europeans turn around so all Moscow omu holdings omu investments or any other part of the member countries in omafa do munsa to so Russian billionaires no matter so Russian mind they say we must kafo ninti na mo pese mo ye dey mo ye samra no because mo wie ya man timen severe trade bilateral between Russia and the European Union. What you so ton oil, you so ton gas, what closing international Swift and tisikana mo ton fuwa no mo dem fa momo anama pe empensa and this says kanako because we refi say out of Europe you need one single billionaire in any of the European countries including the UK. So we say me a billionaire multi-billionaire e bi ni ho but Russia were the oligarchs 120 billionaires. Our total islands around the world, our more banking platforms around the world. Into taken say macrosu international transfer udiagro. He has and they have the access to bring the money back to Russia. What time dear mawa? So also we need your transfer bank to bank. Yeah. Correspondent bank be a new Russia and Germany be. But baby one this can for Indian billionaire be so on farmer Russia. Normal supply. And I am no pay our ton ni gas. What is kind of find the demand. So such politics, you know, in my view at the time I was saying, say, it was just too much. They were overheating. KOFI, when even it was at the point, say Russia said, now, my military operation area, Ukraine will pursue challenge me military invasion. So I'm invading those three regions, you know, Namafa. There was still the chance for them to discuss diplomacy and find way and get to the table and operate on the corridor and make peace. European Union na anya nisa. We say they make 25 their brown. We say mama anti-tanks. Ahmed KOFI. I've said and I'm saying, whoever understand war and diplomacy at this junction, Bisa said, almost 10 to Russia cleverly said, or destroy infrastructure of Europe, of Ukraine. And the KOFI come a baby Ukraine for no. Ahodini time ben obeja hon skra say ya send electricity to okoye you aggravate it the more ahodin ben obenya see a bu hospital agu ni pewu no be say si hospital no mo de mo gusua na mo man weapon mo gusua na mo mom weapon to defend themselves na Kofi in all fairness Ukraine for start soon that time I know your interview say NATO former metro airspace in Kofi do you know what it means say NATO for to airspace Russia and Ukraine what does it mean what it means in say say NATO for cost ro no ko block or block so ho na Russia will try to go Obana against Obeba and that would put the world into a big jeopardy and that brings me on the topic program so Obika said third world war Obeba I said there cannot be any third world war the third world war in terms of Russia Ukraine no only other countries need alliance Russia only colonies Ukraine only any colony anywhere or alliance European Union person fan say your partner they are not partner they can be partners for now until Russia Ukraine Russia kokon Ghana ni Togo kokon ni Cote d'Ivoire kokon because of Russia and Ukraine because Ghana cannot say or Russia na say or Ukraine it can be a third war then the third world war now more canon all the European countries who be colonized Africa and the other part of the world Asia and Caribbean and South Pacific no country be agin independence 70 years or co and the Belgium kokan ntokwa e Ukraine you can't go to Congo say mama sena mom yan konkokon Kofi that the way it work yen ye die hia yen ye die konkonte yen ye die aduane ho kire gan British for kokan ntokwa na British army say do mbe fire nko focus guarantee ni bema wo mo asukosisi ye na o meji omgu on Ghana army be na young boys we say the boys wo girlfriends we want for military barracks for obedi wachi say ono odi British warrior army wan kokon so there can be a world war but the problem is say it has created a big expose and it has exposed Europe big time because COVID products of Europe chicken foodstuffs this that tea including detergents European Union member countries Germany and co they made the world believe say we made in Germany a true say Germany COVID this war had exposed the whole Europe
no they were to
okwa a primary product what do box ba say draw more my the amount European standard because who can say made in product Ukraine what the baha yento made in Russia yento into a box no the amount mo ba na be repackage na mo the aba eye den na Russia Ukraine ko the den na sunflower oil e be short to Germany market you team Russia say wuntimi nto 2 wuntimi nto 3 then a toilet route to me short then a chicken to me short then your friend is saying a whole lot of your friend is saying foodstuffs including vegetables in a short is because it was from either Ukraine or Russia and these two countries are fighting. What do you do and where do you go now? Not jeopardize the diplomatic relations with Russia, so it is very difficult for European Union and for that matter even the NATO to sit Russia down. And then we did declare the war. Now it is war.
You see, baby, I do not. I war.
Yeah, it's declared war. There's a war in between. Now it's Ukraine-Russia war. It's no more Russia invasion. We're proceeding after invasion. Now, if you look at it, what do you be on strategy? Yet, Ukraine are capture POWs, prisoners of wars. Watch it 25. Watch it say Kofi. Tarek Aziz, now one American for Saddam Hussein was say or bomb Americans or destroy them or pandu to say by the end of the day one we should bunker no can kwase asem kwachin say kwachi ni free bunker ni mo and the war there obi atimi can be into Ukraine any European Union any NATO they didn't support the NATO didn't support Ukraine Kofi Shesika bebe amodema omo in trillions of dollars, in billions, and Amugusu vote to. Onye de also unfriend defending home. Mami Musa said, has Ukraine been able to fly into the airspace of Moscow? So I could destroy. What to be that? No. Yet, Enra, 3 days today, including Russia, were back here at the drop. I will say chrono. Or say chrono. Because we declare war. Will fly across the front line. Eba, Ukraine, NATO form or more. Most of them defending the NATO territories. Russia and against or Finland. Onye na dream cross or Sweden. Poland on any share frontier. The land of Ukraine is for Poland. Neso and Russia for now sell land in Bima Ukraine. Poland the four try say obekwa kokan Russia because kokana ono ye NATO member country. Problem bitimaba. On shebe be as say Poland is the most beautiful city or beautiful country in the whole of Europe. The whole watch in crew from communist regime to a western modern nation. Say who Poland, Warsaw, Katowice, Krakow, any Gdansk in the a whole fetcher Germany. Uncle can Russia no me say in crew. No. And you also need their otin baby. Then the other member countries of the European Union, including Holland, your friend is in Hungary, Czech Republic, these are countries in the former Balkan states and the Russian allies. Do be also only do any Russia any problem or better on the gas. And the gas no muton me be no, and home no free. Now the countries are very cautious. So one could trigger non Russian conyasum or doom the gas winter timer and him walk. Now Russia is also measuring, meaning say European countries, Middle Europe, obi person didn't see Kakoma Hungary. Now Hungary at gas no akoje. Russia on your kwasia. Only quantity na Hungary to fuel, so they will not supply them the more. And when him say a war, so tactically no was starting a cruise winter. Or pressurize you, what destroy my electrical infrastructures, and will go soon will destroy. Ukraine to me to be into Russia. Are they? Because airspace won't to me room. Are they who say? No, won't to me room. Russia airspace won't to me room. What did then obey room or find in a dear room? Are the airspace or so money home? Oh, when you hold they are not on cost or non cost of Russia. The airspace doesn't work like that. Russia, Ukraine or call Russia airspace are BBC. Into no Russia no free flow. MOJ Mugum. And I'm so more scan and more weapons. And it gets to Adia Areho say Mokofa anti-tanks, any certain equipment are NATO, Momodema, Ukraine. Say we need 1 week to train or 2 weeks. Now 1 week to 2 weeks, you know. Now Russia to one war. What you say? Oh no, or a country or call astronaut or call top no or call orbit in American for 20 million. Into Timmy call a drop with precision. And to mama, papa no, the appetite share, the generals are no mere bad in no din some money in no. Brigade was a promo to be a sovereign community. What promo to be a woman they say woman din some money. And I find it very sad. The innocent citizens, KOFI is not anything at all. They call the Cold War era. Say yes, I baby. And Europeans would dare not make mistake. On the beginning, na German fought to tough. Yeah. But later, now home trade minister outside Gibraltar, Russia, yasem. Home be trade because say the population will not look at politicians, and they've warned them. So what you now to Bundestag, German Parliament work can with Sema Keka. Men kofa problem because citizens need to be innocent. A man Russia may track the gas and your home and yet obi nim adwina Russia dey ba during this winter. They don't know.
Obi actually say they were or say Italy go for firewood basa.
Because KOFI
or ben for next.
Yes. No firewood you see the buwe nana. Was it Russia Ukraine war na me and watch. Na ni ankoton firewood there.
Agency ni gwe.
Eja na guwe ya proper kanation makomdro enwa kenke. E man so kenke kwa de jana hia say no. Ondum no. KOFI you understand the point? Yeah. Until Russia Ukraine war no. Whoever reads, whoever writes. Yes, Ukraine will defend it or run or call watima yeden will regain territory, sir. It does not repair your infrastructure. Moscow be an amount until sent to Kwaba. Until sent to Kwaba. And they say, read say Russia say we're calling a reservist. We're calling national guide. Ninginan a war propaganda and war propagandist tactics. Let us not forget, say Russia were First World War wakunye. Second World War wakunye. Cold War wakun. And then if not anything at all, wakun Europe share more than any superpower, including the UK, including the France, and including which other country in Europe were fighting. Not the Italians, not the Spaniards, not the French to that extent. because after even the Second World War now, some colonies in Europe in Africa be for countries my Polish independence on by fire and independence. Russia won't pay. And KOFI, they are used to Europe and they are used to winter fight. They are used to cold fight because and it puts now the European Union and the NATO in a very nervous state. Very nervous because they can't predict. She said, Nansiana, we say, oh, Ukraine making gains. Making gains defending does not mean making gains you are hitting your opponent. One hitting no. What than also now they will defend it. OJ territory for what? And tomorrow won't go back. No mediate.
Maybe I graduated to.
Yeah, they can. India offered for resolutions. China offered for resolutions. Now, no, they are difficult NATO. Why also say, your mentally ill governments. What you say? Yes, about them for governments. Omnia regroup. What you say? Omnia regroup. The Russia, the China, the North Korea, Nicaragua, Cuba. These countries are all fighters. Now India said non-aligned. The NATO, European Union, Mamon Farm coming in Russia, China, Okaho. And he said, a Kobase, NATO agency or trigger Russia. Look at the population on the side, including Pakistan. Abodan for governments in Pakistan, only Russia allies. So if World War, a European war, a BSR regional, your problem is being say you play in the Copa Bosnia, the Copa Chono. And no near back on Roman first camera. Say, why China, COVID, and every bomb that lands in Ukraine, Ukraine, a number of name do. Any bomb be hit the target to be affects our pocket. Any bomb by hitting Ukrainian target. What about Ukrainian bomb hit Russia? Does it? But into Russia war. It is not the best of its kind for the world, and nobody knows how it will end.
How do you say, well done, Mr. WAHAB, with we get Amwaho? Was I'm really enjoying this. Was it there was light off in UK Leicester 3 times in the night?
The light is so Nana light.
John Gorman. John Gorman say a nice way of expressing your anti-Western sentiment. Menya
anti-Western. I'm a pro-Western. I'm a Western trained, please. But then reality is as such. Diplomacy has a balance, and you must understand. Say there is not anti-Western. Now, what do you mean by anti-Western here, my brother? It is not like that. The reality must be set aside. If a military operation has developed into war, what has European Union and then NATO done? Now you are living in Europe. You are going to face the winter. Do you now become pro-Western? If you are pro-Western, live in there and see. If you are pro-Western, tell me when a time that even buying a friend say a milk and I said buying oil in Europe was rationalized. That you can't buy this, come buy that. Where does anti-Western come here? Papa solid the bank chroma yenya garidio. Banku kofis where the banku ne. Banku yenya akra hana.
Agency okra.
Yo. Then mona Europe jamo bawo.
Oliver Yamu say Russia can't win. Simple as that.
Oh yes, nobody wins in law, but nobody in war. Nobody loses in war. Anyway. But it only gives hardship. Because who wins in this matter?
Yes.
KOFI, that destroyer. No, anyway, let's
Francis I think President Putin is a smart guy. The only person who can halt the American bipolar ambitions. Okay, Obed Fum say I am in Moscow. KOFI, what he's saying is true. After all the sanctions against Russia, these Russians are living like they are in heaven. They never feel the sanctions.
They have never been rich and richer than now.
Are even topping this European
countries. All the European rubles is now the most expensive. Because so better oil now. Maybe at this can be ban. Where do you get the money for? You still buy from the Russian oligarchs. Now, Abramovich and Co. Omsika Baumuhudomian because so Bejisika or Germany know their cotton gas namana or any percentage. Is it a small money? What have you done after all?
Oliver Yabua say if Togo seizes water region, would Ghana fight for or negotiate. Russia is a bully. James Sam say, do they have a 10 that is time span?
Of the war has got no time span. That is where the difficulty is.
And yes, no. Dominic Ofrempong will say African continent is not among in any nonsense European civil war. Thank
you very much.
And will say they will say Dundum Kanya na Bibi Abe respond to Bisa and say Lester Hefa no Dundum no. Mohammed more money Musa say Kofi ask him why Saudi is refusing to help Europe and America.
Yes, Saudi is playing markets strategy. Now they are forced United States. Share business eba. America say no or releasing the oil, the reserve oil, 15 billion liters. Ama a suppress the high rise. Tell me, Kofi. So America passing the oil or DSC, American food program. Said the World War basis America will beat me dinner and cancel do dinner now 40 years. The oil, America bet me using the oil for the next 35 years. War be no bit me 35 we are say. A whole lot of American years. This American or release Saudi Arabia cleverly when there is a world crisis, production hub like Russia will reduce the supply. Saudi Arabia offer more money because that's the best time to cash in. And to reduce forcing the OPEC member countries. Say we na munya day, moon slow down. Now you shoot the prices of the oil up. What does it mean? Cleverly in Saudi Arabia no on refining on one oil as subsidize many cities in the Krum Funya bito. But who Ghana de two mtakra de no, me who Ghana fuel 1 gallon da.
You trade the co.
Utua the co, no refine the aba. And to battle at the world market price when it's coming back. The countries, Qatar, Saudi, Kuwait, any other regions of the Gulf, no, or to refine be. No a jebi, no a yusu. But Saudi, the Okano, Saudi Arabia, America for top over 56% of the Saudi oil. No what to be no the Akasu the agreement since 1946. And no many America for no more. Therefore, Saudi Arabia, say also persuaded also cashing into a slow down production. Pressure better because they're the biggest producer. Pressure better Iraq, only produce BM. Iran, or producer, American or sanctions. Also soon oil no, if you find baby, onya that much. Therefore, OPEC member countries na Yankee Kahono and Kasambe no. Ka Russia Ukraine war no should rather nana His Excellency kese maisika with our oil rather than say we are rather increasing prices of a fuel on daily basis. What makes you an oil producing nation? Is that what you say?
Mostly uko Dubai say oil war from pa. In fact nebo for change you
Kofi was subsidized on what to a refining but yen no crude no kwa ye kotoban. And then now we talk grow to do. We produce crude oil. Now we cotton crude. No I say cotton crude. Now they are baha saying we sabe refining. Mathematics be where arithmetic and algebra. Menti say
edu baby a utimi do fu man kofo so mo no na wankasa wo don kofo di pa o baby. Edi bi ne ye no. Ye de ye fu no amankofo. And I am see the power baby.
Lizadma. Enti problem no. Enti my brother, one, I'm not anti-Western. I'm pro-world. The same way like I'm not pro-MPP, pro-NDC, I'm pro-Ghana. Things that give resolutions and then solutions to the world in calmness and peace. And only could feed the do be asheshe. One a person to koso. One a person will be babu. One a person will be a some of the stories now. And so sad. The country on what con that Russia and said the nipper will not found.
Obenfu clear next to say Oyusu firewood stove ewo ni fie. But say ewo Italy ho. The way people are buying firewood It's more than first.
No me fe bi nkoton wa high. You tell what me fe bi container mo me fe bi nkoton.
Also, there is going to be disaster this winter. Things are going to be tough. Italy is going on recession at the beginning of next year. Very sad. And if we John Kennedy.
And that brings me to say, sir, today's Italian senator, Speaker of Parliament in Italy, or say the best presidential model that the whole world should learn is Russia, Putin. Italian parliamentary, yes, parliament and senator, or say Russia, Ukraine, how do we call it? Putin is the model of world politics. Because how was sustaining the pressure from Europe, and it is a shame on European governments. Say man finding solutions to it. But no Italy ni amemia Ghana ni no. Ono so baka so anti-West.
Anyway, Kwabena Hampton say Kofi mame ya kakra. Me question fa mo topic no but mo me kakra. Other American embassy has not been given interview date. Does it come from the Department of State or what?
State Department.
And what can our government do as the embassy to service Ghanaians?
Kofi said no dear, literally no. Post COVID no. Once the COVID closed the embassy down for almost 2 years. And at that time no, they didn't close their platforms of the bookings. That is where the problem came from. So people book ya Manuku do 2015 because the system recycles itself automatically. But watch here, Match and other people no ebia omako different countries and now man for interview now open. But the Americans is not only Ghana, in Germany, in France, in UK, and other parts of Europe, even having an appointment to go for US visa embassy worldwide. Of the US embassy. Oma enya 3 years. And every June, July, enya 3 years. Batches in Ibeko. Edu this summertime now. A lot of them also go on vacations. So they have a small pool of embassies. Edu wa, to say the Ghana Free National Service, no. Only the other councillors do ba. Just only to come and hold for Woma Econo. And they are not used to our systems. In Tuomono, they work at a slow pace. That also amounts the difficulty at the US embassy. But worldwide, it's an issue all over the world. Ghana there, you can even say, Nigeria appointment this year, 2030. Edu 2030. So what would you do about that? And yeah, almost to some extent, but it is what really happened, and the pressure and a lot of application on them. No, and I'm saying, but at the end of the day, no, they can still do some things about it. Because the state, they took kwanya. Only there, what I say, and no my mom, and it's only to my year other year. Then other applicants into Doma and said they only give that preferences to students. That's what is happening.
Joseph Lennox, I say good evening, my good friend WAHAB. This is Joe from London.
Joe, what is saying?
Oliver, well, I was a Ghana. What's the coffee? Say hi to Wahab. We used to live in the same city. Is it Grass, Australia? Austria, back in 1990. Hey. Dominic O. Frimpong.
Frimpong? Frimpong, man, no pefufu. I'm sure.
I bet you I say, Moka say, oh yeah, Wahab is anti-West. And I was Wahab can't be anti-West.
No.
He knows you very well. What's the coffee? When you hear how these leaders are seriously and strategically running their countries, then you begin to wonder if their counterparts here in Ghana and Africa are serious at all. Meanwhile, we are here, our people are schooled with them in Europe. Oh, I'm a Ghana. But
in African countries, let me correct that impression. Oko Botswana, Mone, other parts of the African economies now. Young Kwan Yetian Yakika, yes, our dollar politics, no Ukraine COVID, no. Or moment their courses are coffee, they are very good. Some of the countries are doing very well. I mean, very well. If I say very well, they're doing very well. Global trend, global economic recessions, and as a downturn. Coffee happen year and year. Does that mean that America come in? Does that mean that Canada come in? It is what and how they used to live will not be how they want. They will slow down a little bit, but at the end of the day, no. Share United States. Or say students who are loan or magic 20,000. What they achieve be and to what Tiana catches a Ukraine Russia war or no actual students loan $20,000. Wow, Babosiano, Mintia. Fa. For now, no man, when your entry application, I say, over patch on habitual, say, Debbie Manenka. Now, what to one also watch now compare who to America say, Yenani and watch it will be a winch, will be winch, when I watch it because we know economy, no, Debbie Alcose. Which country collects loan from other country to come and pay workers? Kofi.
Edmond say, Kofi, why are you not reading my comment? My simple question is, why is our WAHAB not serving this his country?
Now, who told you I'm not serving my country?
Questions and no comments in the doors. Unfortunately, my main
Kofi, the
was say, Kofi, the UK government is saying we should expect doom so here this winter. Or Gerhard Amwa, Gerhard.
Also, Omumra light in here. The light in Ignas.
Matilda Edupoku say, I feel sad anytime I hear this man talking, and the government doesn't take any sense from what he says. Mapon, I never have. That's a fire no break.
This is last in America, no, a chief for Zumbacho. Omam me anti-West, me anti-West, Mbacho.
Nana, a French is a Menchao, a man, or Iceland.
Iceland, okay.
Tell him he should visit. The Mukruidia ROEYKJAV Iceland. Simple.
Our body no.
Our body. And young families here, I'm Shannon. So say, and unfortunately, okay, there will be a time they do not yet me and fat more calls on fire and chain. Next week, you better na yama more time. And tap send and I saw you saying, ma and tap. Yeah, they a year conference crew me at the Ebro. Ebeda. Or more as near the moon and so as to say, Mokai. Yamaya Doma, Yabesan Eshiabu, na Yapem Comofro, na yet to me a day at Bremo. On this note, I have it as
it. Last it, whether more pressure group, so I can say freeagrada.com. So,
Yapon.
Minianum, some of us transfer from Dimupa. Na Yaria who will be a number of Johnny Bia dear so, and me and Yano, one person when you be, and then our best did him cacra. Nani and Nimuda, ya diabetes, diabetes, cancer, high blood pressure, cholesterol, and Nick a semrosho, the Kikamuning Nano. Say it to me, your friend, you need Bimu to say Banku, Fufuo, Dokun, and Pessi, and the Kakamon. It's in Asia Pa, and Coma, true green foods. Yawado, Makobo, Green Health Pharmacy, and a functional medicine center home. So what did me and beer, carbohydrates no a low. Yeah, you're very healthy. Now, dear Debbie O'Cran say, what diabetes you, we need bill, would dear, we need problem. Maybe such right. If I say we did true green foods for me, I don't know. What's experience? My poem would in a CP. Me sugar na who cost dinner. I told you, ma. Made it fufu, benku, dokono, tuzafi, eba, any amala. Omuni and nana meka. So who can and just. Dosi mixed fry, Alka mixed fry, Fufu mixed fry, Yummy mixed fry, Kajma porridge, Alta oat, Better oat, Clean oat, and the bacon mixed fry. True green foods in Sudia. Start to send me anymore. Oh, council, Sima, not ben.
Hello, love.
Gary, do you have Mommy's parcel for her big day?
The shipping company says it will take 1 month.
A month? Gary, use Rapid.
Rapid?
Rapid courier ships from the United States to Ghana and 9 other African countries within 3 to 5 days. Log on to rapidgroup.com, buy, ship to us, and we deliver right to your doorstep.
That fast? Yes, that's Rapid for you. Can you sign this?
I thought you only ordered Mommy's parcel.
No, I ordered a few car parts too.
Are you too busy to shop? We will shop for you. Rapid also has a luggage delivery service, so you can make that extra luggage and we will deliver at the lowest rate. Locate Rapid Courier on the Spinters Road off the Lekma Road.
Rapid Courier, just shop, we deliver. Enjoy.
African market, and I'm Papa. African market. Order for so bronze ha. Now open African market papa didra. Mo akoma to yem dia. Malata African market edem sronko. Smoked fish, meat, dry fish, sao kenki, rice, yam, fufu flour ni nnuane ahodo afiri Africa. Afei ye want to ma papa. Bo wire kente, adamma se kente, ahwene ahodo. Ene nneoma bebre na wobenya wo Malata African market. Hwehwe ye chi akwan ene number e wo screen so. Malata African market mu King Kong. Malata African market, and I'm Papa. African market, African market.
At Diaspora Insurance, we understand the importance of dignified send-offs within Ghanaian culture and traditions. We also understand that you want to avoid the double trauma of your family grieving and not having the financial support to cover funeral expenses when you are not around. With our Diaspora Funeral Cash Plan, you can now cover yourself or your family in Ghana or abroad. With no medicals required, we'll accept you if you are under 75 years. Visit our website today or call us to complete a simple form in under 5 minutes. With Diaspora Insurance, your peace of mind is guaranteed.
Are you a Ghanaian living abroad and are you having problems running errands in Ghana? Don't worry anymore. Sumafo is a mobile app that enables you to run errands in Ghana in a safe, affordable, and fast way. Our services are caring and assistance services. We'll visit your elderly relatives and connect them to needed health care. Errand services will buy and send groceries, birthday cakes, supplies to homes, offices, and schools. Confirmation services will provide third-party confirmation video for contractors' work. And personal representation services will represent you at functions such as funerals and marriages. Download the Sumafo app on Google and iOS stores and enjoy the convenience of running errands in Ghana at your fingertips. Sumafo, send your love home. Are you a Ghanaian living abroad and are you having problems running errands in Ghana? Don't worry anymore. Sumafo is a mobile app that enables you to run errands in Ghana in a safe, affordable, and